All right, we have some breaking news. This story just came out hours ago as conferences around the world get canceled due to, I don't even want to say the name of this because YouTube will demonetize us if we even utter this word about a certain virus going around. But the story is this: the Los Angeles Blockchain Summit, to entice people to still come to their conference, which is in October, is enticing people with Bitcoin. This billionaire investor will give you money to attend this conference. This is the official statement. Now, I'm pretty sure tickets to the LA Blockchain Summit were already free. They were already zero. Well, now if you attend, you actually get $100 in Bitcoin. Watch this video. Check out what you have to do. I'm pretty sure you have to like this video. You have to like and comment and retweet. And then we'll get to some recent news.
Hey everyone, we're here today, Draper Goren Home, to announce LA Blockchain Summit.
This is going to be amazing. We're going to have another one of these awesome summits, but this is going to be blowing you away. You are going to be blown away. Here's what happens.
You go to Blockchain Summit, LABlockchainSummit.com, you get a free ticket, and everyone who shows up gets $100 in free Bitcoin.
You get free Bitcoin. You can go buy your lunch, you can buy dinner, whatever, in free Bitcoin.
Or trade it,
save it, trade
buy
it,
dinner with it,
turn it into something else, Tezos or whatever. You can do awesome things. This is going to be so cool. You got to be there or be square.
October 6th and 7th.
LABlockchainSummit.com.
Boom.
And welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. In today's video, we're talking about Ethereum. I want to talk about Litecoin. I want to talk about XRP. And of course, I want to talk about Bitcoin. We're covering the gamut today. These are the most relevant pieces of news. Stay up to date. Get involved. Let's start with Ethereum. If you are bullish on Ethereum, you might find this very interesting. So Microsoft, Ernst & Young, and Consensus are touting a new way for big business to use public Ethereum. Once again, if you're bullish on Ethereum, you might find this rather interesting. It's time for big business to embrace the public chain as a coordination tool rather than just as a place to carry out large-scale financial transactions. That's the view of a trio of heavy hitters in the enterprise blockchain space: EY, Consensus, and Microsoft. The group has come up with a new way of using the public Ethereum mainnet to connect firms' internal systems for resource planning. They're calling it Baseline Protocol, using Ethereum as a kind of message-oriented middleware rather than a source of truth data repository. It's a novel approach. Some people might even think it's boring, says John Walpert, the head of Web3 Studios at Consensus. It's about changing the mental model from system of record to middleware, Walpert says. That's a pretty boring way to use the blockchain, but I think we could use a little boring. The concept ought to be attractive to the chief security officers of large enterprises since their critical data all remains within their firewalls. The Baseline Protocol code will be released later this month, and a technical steering committee is also being formed. The committee includes the likes of EY, Microsoft, Consensus, Splunk, MakerDAO, Duke University, Chainlink, Unibright, Envision Blockchain, Neocova, Core Convergence, Provide, and W3 bCloud. So we have the who's who and the who's that as a part of this committee. But, they're using zero-knowledge proofs. Feel free to read up more about this if you choose. So I think, the point is, rather than use Ethereum as a means of transactions, enterprises and big businesses can use it as a way of connecting themselves. It's pretty wild. I'm not so sure if this would directly, this doesn't mean price of Ethereum go up necessarily. For me personally, I'm waiting for retail to get back in. But nevertheless, this is what we want to see with Ethereum, right? Next piece of news, developer for Litecoin, and there's not that many. Developer predicts Litecoin Mimblewimble testnet launch by September. Before we get into this story, do you guys notice that Cointelegraph always has, for their pictures, they always, sex up their pictures a lot? I mean, you could say that this picture, this is just a picture of Hermione. But she looks a little sexualized than I remember her from the books. And it's not just this picture. You can look through any Cointelegraph picture, and it's always very sexualized. Regardless, On March 1st, David Burkett, a developer working on cryptocurrencies Grin and Litecoin, estimated that privacy protocol Mimblewimble will see a Litecoin testnet release before the end of the summer. He says, "I've so far been very hesitant to give exact dates on when things should be finished because writing blockchain software is difficult, time-consuming, and unpredictable at times." No, I get it. "I don't want artificial deadlines to force us to rush through parts of the code and introduce defects or security vulnerabilities." That's good. Having said that, I think it's finally time to commit to the first major event for Litecoin, I guess. David anticipates that the testnet launch will include all transaction validation and block rules, basic peer-to-peer messaging functionality, syncing, transaction pool, and the ability to mine blocks. Burkett emphasizes that the version will not include a usable graphical interface wallet and expects the transactions will need to be created manually. So Litecoin is developing slowly, but surely. In other news, XRP Army Exposer sues Twitter for account suspension. So this really doesn't have anything to do with XRP or Ripple itself, but nonetheless, this is an interesting story because you always hear about the XRP Army and XRP having bots. So let's find out the details. Data scientist Jeff Goldberg has sued Twitter for banning his account after he used insulting language towards a bot. So specifically, he was banned for using words like idiot and moron. I guess what happened is he exposed an XRP bot, or he called it an idiot or a moron, and then the XRP Army on Twitter swarmed him and got his account suspended, and now this guy is suing Twitter. So that guy has a lot of free time. Next piece of news, let's get to the granddaddy. Bitcoin hash rate has passed a record 150 quintillion as Bitcoin's price reclaims $9,000. Bitcoin is over 9,000. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, right? I tweeted this. Everybody's used to Bitcoin. Everybody is used to Bitcoin being over 9,000. I remember when 9,000 used to mean something in this space, and now it's just normal. In other news, and speaking about Bitcoin's hash rate continuing to increase, it is perhaps because people are turning on Bitcoin mining equipment all over the world. Case in point, a New York power plant, that's right, made in the USA, a New York power plant is mining $50,000 worth of Bitcoin per day. An upstate New York power plant has been using some of its own electricity to mine Bitcoin on an industrial scale. Greenwich Generation, a natural gas-powered plant near the town of Dresden in the Finger Lakes region, announced it had successfully installed a mining farm in its facility. Comprised of nearly 7,000 mining rigs and powered by electricity generated on-site, the facility can mine an average of 5.5 Bitcoin every day, roughly $50,000. The server farm comes as part of an extensive $65 million renovation of the power plant, which includes transforming the plant from coal to natural gas, as well as investing in the electrical infrastructure needed to power the mining rigs. So what? Is this New York power plant in on the Ponzi? Or are they in on the future? This is what I like to see. We are seeing mining rigs and mining infrastructure, industrialized plants popping up all over the world. They must know something, or they must be speculating on a future that they think is bullish. For our final story of the day, sheep are hungry and Bitcoin fixes this. Well, actually, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bcash, Litecoin, XRP will all help feed Mari and her fellow sheep get alfalfa pellets. Now you can feed a flock of sheep with Bitcoin. So Decrypt broke this story, and this is their official YouTube channel. You can see that the sheep are sleeping right now. I'm active in the comments. Sheep are hungry. Bitcoin fixes this. So head on over when these sheep wake up. Feed them. And that is it for me today, my friends. My name is Aaron. This is Altcoin Daily. Hope you have a fantastic day. Hope you got value in this video. What did you find the most interesting? Ethereum, Litecoin? What do you think? We're going to be chatting in the comments. I'll be around in the comments for the first couple hours, chatting it up. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bitcoin, please go to moon.